What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Poke Office. My name is Colin. Today I'm going to convince you why money and value is what is the driving force for Pokemon cards. Whether you're an investor, whether you're a collector, whether you're a TCG player, or whether you're all three of those things in some mix-mashed form, money is the driving force behind Pokemon. And if you agree with me, good. Watch the video. Let me know what you think about my thoughts and if I missed anything. If you disagree with me, then you definitely got to watch the video because I'm going to change your mind for sure. All right. So I remember back to when I was on OKJ Love's live stream. That was a couple months ago. And it was me, Nostalgianomics, Gray's TCG, Rob Does Pokemon, OKJ Love, Opossum Bud, Cool Trainer Ryan showed up for a bit. And I remember one person, I don't remember who, asking the question, like, why is it that money is always brought up on Pokemon content? And I remember thinking to myself, like, it's a strange question. It's because people care. It's because people care about the value of their cards. People want to know, if I pull a huge card, how much is it worth? Like, that's one of the most immediate things. The brain, it's like, first you get that dopamine hit. Oh my goodness, this might be a really good card. It is a really good card. And then you, of course, want to go see the value if you don't know what it is. Like, that's exciting, right? So I just thought it was kind of a silly question. Like, there's a reason why PokeRev and PokeVault and every content creator known to mankind deal with the numbers of Pokemon and put it up on the screen, because people care. So here's what I kind of was thinking. There's three main people, I've already mentioned them, who are into Pokemon cards. Number one is the Pokemon investor. Number two is the TCG player. And number three is the collector. We're going to talk about three of them kind of separate. So investors, I mean, it's pretty obvious why investors care about the value of Pokemon cards. It's because they're in it to profit off of Pokemon. Like, I consider myself a Pokemon investor, and I'm definitely, as I'm like going through the purchasing process of things, I'm thinking to myself, is this a good buy or is it not? Not only just for like investing, but just for like the buying process. I'm thinking to myself, is this actually a good price on this product right now? Like, can I get it cheaper somewhere else? Like, we're looking for good deals. And I think that would probably be true for the investor, the collector, and the TCG player. You're always going to look for a good deal. Like, that's human nature almost. Like, of course, I'm a proponent of, like, actually, if I want this card, I'm going to go buy it, even if it's a little bit overpriced too. But when I'm investing, I'm trying to make a good purchase decision, because the whole goal is to have this collection, grow the collection, grow the investment, and I want to see that value raise over time. Like, that's why I always talk about the 3 to 5 to 7 to 10 year time span of holding these products, where I can see that money and value actually grow over time. So I don't think we need to say anything else about the investor. Next up is the TCG player, and there's a few reasons why I think value is important. Number one, I mean, it costs money to build your deck, so money is already like inherently part of the Pokemon space. But number two, there's this whole like mini economy that happens inside of the TCG, where new cards come out and then the meta changes a little bit in the TCG. Some cards become more popular in popular decks, and those cards start to increase in price because the demand for them increases. The supply of them probably just stays the same, and people are like, okay, we need to buy this card. People see that those cards are being bought up, so the price increases. But the same thing is true for the other side. These cards now, the meta has changed a little bit, so these cards are now not so popular, so the supply stays the same, demand goes way down, therefore the price drops on them. Like basic economics, not that I'm an economy major or economist, but that's like pretty basic. As these cards go out of print or out of play, for the TCG experience, they maybe lose some value. But as new cards that are really good in the game go or come into the play, then those prices increase. We've seen it all through Scarlet and Violet already. And number three, for the TCG player, I think there's a reason why TCG players like to have gold cards or like to show off their alternate arts inside of their deck. Not everyone does that, but lots of people do. There's a reason why the gold Buddy Buddy Poffin from Twilight Masquerade is still like $40 or $50, because people want a little bit of glitz, a little bit of glamour in their Pokemon deck. It makes it look a little bit cool. Which leads us into the third and most important part of this conversation, the collector aspect of it. And for real, I consider myself a collector as well. I love collecting Pokemon. And I think the beautiful thing is that everyone has this different avenue of what do I want to collect in Pokemon. Isn't that the most beautiful thing about Pokemon? There's different avenues for all of us collectors to go through. Some people love completing the set. Other people love going after the chase to go find rare cards or to find like these hidden gems in local game stores. Other people collect a single Pokemon cards. I think about Snackbread in the community, who's a huge part of the Poke Office community. Shout out to you, buddy, who collects Sandshrew cards. Like, how epic is that? That's amazing, the fact that we can all have different loves of the hobby, but we're all binded together by the hobby itself. But I think we're binded together by one other thing, and that's the value. And there's one word that comes to mind when I'm thinking about this. It's the word prestige. There's some level of prestige that happens when we collect Pokemon cards. Like, I'm not saying that the prestige happens with the ladies or with the with the general public, but inside the Pokemon space, there's a level of prestige. I love watching Pokemon YouTube because I get to see other people's collections. I love showing off my own collection. I love talking about my collection. And I think you watching this love to show off your collection too. Do you not? Like, otherwise, if you just have the collection just for yourself, what's the point? That doesn't make any sense. There's this level of prestige that happens as I collect Pokemon cards and I grow my Pokemon collection, my growing investment, and I'm proud of it. Like, there's this achievement that happens, the prestige that happens where I want to show off my collection. I want you to show off your collection to me, and we can share this love of the hobby together. But that prestige comes with the value of cards. Like, I'm going to look through your collection and I'm going to see, oh my goodness, that's a rare card, or that's an expensive card, or that's such a cool card. Money's not the only thing that matters. That's not what I'm trying to say, but it's a very important part of this hobby. Like, of course, the artwork matters too, and the rarity matters, and the story behind how you got there. Like, I think back, I've told this story multiple times on the channel, but one of the earliest stories of me getting back into Pokemon was me and my buddy Josh were at Costco, ripping into some of those like 3 Pokeball boxes. Each Pokeball, actually 5 Pokeballs, not 3. Each Pokeball had 1 Chilling Reign, 1 Evolving Skies, and 1 Fusion Strike inside. And one of the very first Costco pack that I bought had the Sylveon VMAX alternate art from Evolving Skies. And Josh looks at me. I'm pretty sure that's like a $150 card. And I was hooked. I was absolutely hooked. Because I didn't know much about the Pokemon card space at the time. But I did know that, wow, the dopamine hit as I'm opening these cards really matters. The artwork is spectacular, and the value makes you feel really, really good. The last thing I want to say is, like, this whole Pokemon economy is built on value. First, you spend your hard-earned money to go buy more Pokemon cards. Like, we're all spending money. No Pokemon cards are given for free. I mean, yes, you can get the occasional giveaway and blah, 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 but we're all spending money. We're all working hard and spending some of our hard-earned money to go buy Pokemon. And then number 2 is that there's this like buying, selling, trading aspect that happens inside the Pokemon space that's all based on value. When I was at Card Party, you go to a vendor, it's like, are you buying this card? Do you want to trade for it? They ask you that. And if you're trading for it, I usually give 80% of value. That's what most of the vendors gave there, 70 to 80%. And then it's like this little frenzy where you're looking up the card costs on TCG Player or on eBay or whatever, and to find like what's a fair trade or what's a fair sale price or what's a fair buy price. Value matters. Otherwise, would we even be collecting Pokemon cards at all? I don't think I'd be nearly as enamored with shiny cardboard as I am today if it wasn't about value. That's my thoughts. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. Let me know what you think. If you enjoyed it, make sure to subscribe to the channel, bell notifications on. Hit the like button, and I'd love if you left a comment letting me know your own thoughts on why money matters in Pokemon cards. Appreciate you watching. Until my next one. Peace!